Welcome, Pro Wrestling 225 family, to the 2023 Pro Wrestling 225 Year-End Awards. I'm Spencer alongside Landon, and we are here for one of our favorite events of the year as we celebrate what has come and gone in Pro Wrestling 225 this year.
Man, 2023, I'm going to say it, probably the greatest year in the history of Pro Wrestling 225. So many memorable moments. Champions crowned. Spencer, what was your favorite moment?
Listen, I don't want to spoil anything going into the awards, but I like how you tried to get me there. There was just so much to choose from, right? I mean, think about it all the way back. Feels like a lifetime ago now. Super Gold, all the way back in the beginning of the year. The 58-minute man, Christian Blake, right?
I could have won it. I could have won Super Gold.
I would have eliminated you. Let's be
totally
clear.
I don't know. I mean, there is still that one thing we haven't settled yet. Is this the moment?
It's not. So, there was also so many other things that happened this year. Christian Blake cashing in Super Gold win to get to the heavyweight championship, taking it away finally from Corey Constantine. How about Braxton Hunter, winner of the Mayor's Cup this year? I mean, hard to argue that anybody had a bigger year outside of Christian Blake and Braxton Hunter.
You know what? I'll tell you who's had a hell of a year. How about Vladimir Koloff on his way to being the first man to hold the SEC and Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight title at the same time?
Let me ask you this, Landon. How many of those does he have right now at the end of 2023?
On his way. On his way.
And let us not forget, 2023 was the year that Wild Thing got rid of Michael White.
Absolutely, hands down, one of the greatest things to ever happen in Pro Wrestling 225, and it's all because of all of you watching right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making 2023 the best year for Pro Wrestling 225.
The best is yet to come for 225 as we head into 2024. We want to make sure that you're ready for our first event of the year. It's Iron Sharpens Iron, February 3rd, North Park in Denham Springs, Louisiana, and it's a historic event in all of independent wrestling as the SEC Championship. Jordan Jaw will defend in a 60-minute Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match.
I cannot wait. We are going to make history in professional wrestling at North Park in Denham Springs.
But let's get to the year-end awards. We have so much to look back on, so many great memories, and we're going to kick things off with one of my favorite awards because I tell you all the time when I sit at that commentary table that tag team wrestling is as hot as it gets when it comes to Pro Wrestling 225, and this year was no different, Landon.
Well, people say the heart of professional wrestling is in a tag team action. We have so many fantastic teams that deserve this award, but right now, we're going to throw it to the man that knows a thing or two about winning and knows a thing or two about tag team championships as well.
Let's send it now, presenting the 2023 Tag Team of the Year Award. Here's Mustang Mike.
What say there, Pro Wrestling 225 fans, and of course my Boom Nation, Mustang Mike here. At the end of the year, we have our Tag Team of the Year Award up for grabs, and I'd like to read out your nominees. They go as The Pillar, The Boys, Cold War, and Disobey. Let's see who won it this year. Disobey. Congratulations, Disobey. Of course, as a former tag team champion with Dream Team, I know a little bit about tag team wrestling, and that's a great tag team right there. Thanks, everybody, for coming out and supporting Pro Wrestling 225 over the year. Looking forward to seeing you next year, 2024. We got some great things planned for you, and I'll see you soon. Boom.
Once again, for the second year in a row, Disobey is the Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team of the Year. And hell, why wouldn't we be? Because for 2 years, Disobey ran through every single opponent Pro Wrestling 225 put in front of us. For 2 years, we absolutely dominated the tag team, winning the tag team titles twice. But you see, all that success, all that glory came because of one man. And you're looking at him. JTM Brandon Collins, they had absolutely no contribution to our success. And I was tired of them holding me back, dragging me down, preventing me from reaching the top. So what I do, I put those old dogs down. I got them out of my way, and now on February 3rd, 2024, Simon Phillips proves that I'm the best thing in all of the 225. Because on February 3rd, at the North Park Rec Center, I'm gonna pin Christian Blake on that mat, and I'm going to become the youngest ever 225 heavyweight champion.
Congratulations, Disobey. I mean,
If you can say congratulations to a team that no longer exists.
I don't know. I mean, they did have probably the greatest year a tag team could possibly have in professional wrestling in 2023. It just didn't quite end maybe the way that they started.
Well, because it ended the way that Simon Phillips wanted it to end. And so Disobey may be no more, but what's next for the defiant Simon Phillips? I guess we'll see in 2024. But Landon, it's time for a very interesting award we give out year in and year out in Pro Wrestling 225. That's right. You've waited for it. It's time. The most hated award in 225.
And here to present the most hated in 225 award. And honestly, I'm not quite sure why he's presenting this award, because he's probably the most beloved man in professional wrestling.
No, actually, I'm surprised he's not a nominee.
Oh, get out of here.
Why is he not a nominee?
We're throwing it to the big bad Vladdy Daddy, Vladimir Koloff.
The year-end awards need more Koloff. Now, I'll tell you this. I don't know of the most hated or most loved or match of the year or wrestler of the year or any of that for 2024. But I will tell you this, 2024 will be the year of Vladimir Koloff in Pro Wrestling 225. Now, with all that said and done, I am here to bring you the nominees for most hated in Pro Wrestling 225 in 2023. Now, of course, I'm not on that list. I am loved by everyone. However, your nominees are Simon Phillips, Lucha Lacora, Michael White, and Corey Constantine and Cody King. Now, before I tell you the winner, how come Spalding isn't on this list? The fix is in! Because Spalding, if you were nominated, you would win without the shadow of a doubt. In fact, I wrote in for your name. Stupid. And with that said, the winner of the 2023 Most Hated Award is Michael White. And see, I disagree with that. Michael White was a true leader that we needed in Pro Wrestling 225, and I, for one, sorely miss him.
Can you believe it? Unprecedented. Almost as many times as he's won at Super Gold. Michael White, most hated yet again.
You gotta hand it to him, the man is consistent.
But I wonder how is he going to get his award? I mean, we have no idea where he is.
Well, we'll ship it out to his mom or something.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe, you know what? We'll give it to Donna for safekeeping.
I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, she'll shine it up real nice. Turning that thing sideways.
All right. We don't want to get, any copyright infringement, any gimmick infringement over here. It's now time for a couple new awards, at least to this year, here in Pro Wrestling 225. And one of the things that we've been most grateful for this year is Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed. That's right. It is our weekly show that you can see on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed already, you might be watching it right now.
What are you waiting for? Subscribe.
Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed, but also what an incredible year for 225 Unleashed, because it also made its way to TV. WBTR here locally in the 225 area. A big thanks to Mad Game Entertainment with that partnership to make that happen. And so, we did 34-ish episodes of Unleashed this year. Really,
is that all?
Yeah, really stacked schedule. And so we have the honor now of presenting the Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed Match of the Year. So we'll have our big match of the year overall later on in the program. But for Unleashed, Landon, what do you think?
There was one match that really stood out to our fans, our subscribers, over on Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And that match, I've heard, may be one of the greatest ever in the Gulf South. That, of course, being the street fight from Fright Night between Vordell Walker and Steve Anthony.
Unbelievable match at Fright Night. And it built up all year, right? Between Vordell Walker, Steve Anthony, and they tore the house down.
Absolutely.
In Homa's first Fright Night. Absolutely incredible contest and more than deserving of our Unleashed Match of the Year. Did we ever figure out who was under that hood?
You took the words right out of my mouth. As I think back to that match, as great of a match as that was, we were left maybe with more questions than answers, as it turns out, to what is the future of Steve Anthony in Pro Wrestling 225, but who is the man behind the mask?
Yeah, it's just very, very confusing. It seemed very much like that was a very personal story between Vordell Walker and Steve Anthony. I don't know who would have wanted to come between the two of them, but maybe we'll have some answers in 2024. But again, Unleashed Match of the Year, no disqualifications, no holds barred, street fight from Fright Night, one of the best moments in 225 this year. Before we get to the major awards towards the end of the show here, we have a couple of extra bonus awards to give out here in our year-end awards show. And we're going to kick things off with 2023's Best Dress.
Oh, gosh, thank you so much. I try really hard.
Landon, you didn't win it last year. That money jacket that you normally wear at commentary certainly isn't going to get the job done. But who did do the best dressing this year? We had some good kind of a couple of folks that were nominated for this award. Lacey Love, certainly one of them.
Gosh,
Unleashed.
every time.
But the winner, I think back-to-back years, 2023 Best Dressed, you know her, you love her, it's Alexis Windsor.
Hard to argue with that. Congratulations, Alexis Windsor, always best dressed in the room.
That's absolutely right. And our next award goes to the 2023 Move of the Year. And last year, if you recall, it was Jordan Jaw's Twisted Metal that took the prize home. But this year, the 2023 Move of the Year goes to the winner of the 2023 Mayor's Cup. It's Braxton Hunter, the reimagined Braxton Hunter, for his move, the Karma Injection.
Absolutely devastating. We have seen him hit that move and go straight to victory time and time again in 2023, and I can only imagine how many wins that's going to get him in the Iron Man match at Iron Sharpens Iron.
Hey, who did Braxton Hunter defeat to win the Mayor's Cup?
I can't recall.
And our final bonus award of the year goes to a very special new award here in 225 this year. It is the Pro Wrestling 225 Production Team Member of the Year. We know you guys see us at the live events, at the commentary table, filming around the ring. You don't even see what we're filming backstage while while the show is going on. All of it is just to make as good a product as we possibly can for you, the Pro Wrestling 225 family. Whether you're watching the clips on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, if you're following Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed on YouTube, if you're watching on WBTR, courtesy of Mad Game Entertainment, right? Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed on TV. It takes a lot of work to make this happen, and it's absolutely worth it. But one team member, it could not possibly happen without.
That's absolutely right. And look, it does take a village. There is a large team of folks who come together, but there's one person at the helm of that group, and that is our head of production, Hope Corbin. Thank you so much, Hope, for all the hours you put into Pro Wrestling 225.
Totally deserving. I mean, Hope is the one that edits these matches together, right? Because it's not just one camera angle, it's two, there's three, there's more. Putting those shows together, I mean, it's all Hope, and it's just really appreciated for sure. But we have sort of reached the second half of our show tonight, Landon, which makes me very excited because we have some massive awards still to give out. And the next one is the 2023 Pro Wrestling 225 Moment of the Year. You think we had some good moments here in 225 this year, Landon?
We had some of the best of all time, and there's only one person I can think of who we could possibly get to present the Pro Wrestling 225 Moment of the Year, and that is 225's 2023 Best Dressed, Alexis Windsor.
Pro Wrestling 225, Alexis Windsor here. And what a year 2023 has been for Pro Wrestling 225. We've had highs, we've had lows, but I am here to sum up for you the nominations for our Moment of the Year for 2023. First of all, who could forget? We have Wild Thing versus Michael White in the steel cage match, and of course that was for control of Pro Wrestling 225. We also have Christian Blake finally winning the Super Gold Rumble, and he would of course go on to win the Pro Wrestling 225 Heavyweight Championship from Corey Constantine. We also have Jordan Jarr winning the SEC title in Homer, and what an absolutely amazing night that was. And of course we also have Amaris Blair becoming the women's champion. Now, the moment of truth to find out our winner of 2023 Moment of the Year. And the winner is the steel cage match between Michael White and Wild Thing, with Wild Thing being victorious. What a great match that was. Well-deserved winner.
In a year of incredible moments in 225, how could Michael White losing it all in the cage at Endgame not rise to the top?
Michael White, you're fired!
That's a good Donna impression. I liked it. But I mean, just the whole thing, right? The reveal of the Vigilante being Wild Thing. The whole match itself. I mean, that wild style from the cage, right? Just incredible, and that relief that I think collectively we all felt when we heard that 3 count and Wild Thing wins, kicking Michael White out of Pro Wrestling 225.
Look, that moment is why we love professional wrestling.
You could
Period.
not be more right. I mean, without that moment happening, we're not doing this awards show.
I'm not here.
You're fired, right? So really just an incredible moment, and congratulations, of course, to Wild Thing and to everyone involved in creating such a special, special moment in 225. But now, it is our time, first of our big major awards now. It's time to name our Women's Wrestler of the Year. And to present the award, we want to introduce you to, I'm sure you've seen her on Pro Wrestling 225 Unleashed, but if you haven't, here she is, Miss Lacey Love.
225, Lacey Love here, and I'm here with my big helper. And we're here to present the 225 Pro Wrestling Women of the Year Award. So our first nominee that we have our PW225 Women's Champion, Amaris Blair, Cody King, and Devlin McCracken. So let's go ahead and our winner for this year. It's our PW225 Women's Champ, Amaris Blair. Congratulations, ma'am.
Hi everyone, it is your Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Champion, the glamorous Amaris Blair here. I just want to say thank you so much for nominating me as Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Wrestler of the Year. Much love, and I cannot wait to be back in a 225 ring very, very soon.
Congratulations, everyone's favorite pageant queen, our Pro Wrestling 225 Women's Champion, Amaris Blair.
And don't forget, you can see Amaris Blair defend that women's championship at Iron Sharpens Iron, February 3rd at the North Park in Denham Springs, Louisiana. But 2023 Women's Wrestler of the Year, absolutely, congratulations. Very, very well deserved for the glamorous Amaris Blair.
And of course, if we have a Women's Wrestler of the Year, that means we also have a Men's Wrestler of the Year in Pro Wrestling 225.
Hey, what's going on, Pro Wrestling 225 family? I'm Chad with Bittered Events. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and hope everyone has a safe and happy New Year. I am here today to present to you the 2023 Pro Wrestler 225 Wrestler of the Year. And your nominees are Corey Constantine, the Game Changer Christian Blake, the Mayor's Cup winner Braxton Hunter, and the Asian Cajun Jordan John. And the winner of the 2023 Wrestler of the Year is your World Heavyweight Champion, the Game Changer, Christian Blake. Congrats, Christian. Well deserved. Don't forget, folks, February 24th, Gonzales, Louisiana, honor and pride of the VFW Hall, Pro Wrestling 225 and Barrett Events brings to you one epic show that you don't want to miss. Tickets are on sale now. More announcements coming on that. Again, Christian Blake, well deserved on the Wrestler of the Year in 2023.
2023 was one heck of a year. I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive the Pro Wrestling 225 Male Wrestler of the Year. I am so honored. Thank you all very much. To the Overboys, to Latch Match Standing, and most importantly, to the 225 family. Thank you all for joining on this ride with me. And I'm looking forward to the next journey in the year of 2024. God bless. Thank you.
The 58-minute man, the Pro Wrestling 225 Heavyweight Champion, Christian Blake, the Game Changer, Men's Wrestler of the Year.
And maybe the greatest year that anyone's had in Pro Wrestling 225. I mean, the winningest man in PW225 history. And he added to that time and time again. Congratulations, Christian Blake.
What a year it's been in Pro Wrestling 225. We've already relived some incredible moments, but it's important in times like these to remember those that paved the way. And last year, if you recall, we gave a very special award to Minotaur, the first ever Pro Wrestling 225 Heavyweight Champion, and that was the Pro Wrestling 225 Legacy Award. And this year, it's back with a brand new recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 winner of the Pro Wrestling 225 Legacy Award is Stan the Man Sweetan.
Congratulations, Stan the Man Sweetan, on winning the 2023 PW225 Legacy Award. And thank you for all of your contributions to Pro Wrestling 225.
All right, Landon, it's time. We have made it to our final award of the evening. It's the 2023 Match of the Year. I mean, that list of nominees. How could you pick? I have no idea.
This every year is one of the most difficult awards we could possibly come to terms with. How do you choose? When you have matches that time and time again, every single show we do, there's one match on there that's Match of the Year caliber.
You're so right. We walk out of every single event going, man, well, this is going to get harder and harder. Right. So I don't know who's going to win it, but what I do know is there is one man that makes the most sense to present this award. And he's a guy that has been such a key part of Pro Wrestling 225 before and after Michael White. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2023 Match of the Year, it's Jordy Pujol.
Pujol, nailed it.
Did I? Yeah. Oh, great.
This is Pro Wrestling 225 President Jordy Pujol. Every year we've got dozens of great matches, but a few always stand out. These are your 2023 Match of the Year nominees. Corey Constantine versus Christian Blake for the Pro Wrestling 225 Heavyweight Championship at Denham. Wild Thing versus Michael White in a steel cage for control of Pro Wrestling 225 at Endgame. Vladimir Koloff versus Jordan Ja for the SEC Championship at Showdown. Vordell Walker versus Steve Anthony at Fright Night. And your 2023 Pro Wrestling 225 Match of the Year is Vladimir Koloff versus Jordan Ja for the SEC Championship at Showdown. Congratulations, guys.
One thing I can say about professional wrestling and Jordan Ja is every single year since 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, and now 2023, every time I come to Pro Wrestling 225, my year just gets better and better and better. And now that the holiday seasons are over, I couldn't be any more thankful. Because hell, I got a brand new tattoo. I got a Jordan Ja action figure. But I got a call yesterday morning to tell me that out of all of the matches we've had this year, Wild Thing and Mike White in the cage, Vordell and Steve, Christian and Corey, that you guys chose me, Jordan Ja, and Big Vlad as the Pro Wrestling 225 Match of the Year. Now, I'm not going to lie, it caught me off guard and I couldn't be any more happier. But if you ask me one thing, what made that match so special? Is because it was for this right here. The Pro Wrestling 225 SEC Championship. Because Vlad and I would have done anything to leave with this belt. Fortunately, Vlad, it just wasn't your day. But to all the fans, all of the people at 225, last match standing, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it very, very much. But come February 3rd, we're going to make history. Pro Wrestling 225 is going to have the very first Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match. Not 20, not 30, but for 60 minutes, an entire hour, me, Braxton Hunter, Big Vlad, Wes Warren, for an entire hour. And everybody's been asking me, man, what are you going to do? How are you going to prep for this? How are you going to get ready? Because iron sharpens iron. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to change one thing because you know what? Iron does sharpen iron, but it's fire that molds the blade. And me, I'm going to do the exact same thing that it took to win this SEC title. See, the thing is, you three guys don't understand. I want this more than all of you. I've earned this more than all of you. I've worked my ass off day in, day out, 3 o'clock in the morning, running 10, 13 miles. You want to go for 1 hour? Hell, I remember the first time I had to warm up. So get ready because, yes, history will be made. I'm already the first ever Laotian pro wrestler in the world. I am the youngest person to ever hold a title in Louisiana at 17 years old. And February 3rd, I'm going to be the first winner of the Fatal 4-Way 60-minute Iron Man match.
What a year it's been in 2023 for Pro Wrestling 225, Landon.
Congratulations to all of our nominees and award winners here tonight. We cannot wait to see what 2024 has in store for Pro Wrestling 225.
We would give away a Best Commentator of the Year award, but truly, we're both winners. Being able to sit ringside at 225 events, being able to call the action of some of the most world-class athletes with the best, I mean the best independent wrestling that happens in the U.S. right here in Pro Wrestling 225. It's been an honor to be able to call the action and help bring it to you guys all year long.
Absolutely. Speaking of honor, we have a couple of incredible shows to kick off 2024 in February, just a few weeks away, ladies and gentlemen.
That's absolutely right, Landon. Honor and Pride, February 24th in Gonzales. It's our second event of the year, and we already know on that night it's going to be excellence challenging for the Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Championships against the Pillar.
That's right, and also it's the return of Corey Constantine at Honor and Pride. He's going to go one-on-one with Alex Cruz.
What a night that's going to be. But do not forget our first event of the year, February 3rd at the North Park Gym in Denham Springs, Louisiana. It's all come down to this. Vladimir Koloff, the reimagined Braxton Hunter, the cold-blooded Wes Warren, and the SEC champion Jordan Ja put it all on the line. Who's gonna go the distance? 60-minute Iron Man match, all for the SEC championship at Iron Sharpens Iron.
Do not wait. Get your tickets to Iron Sharpens Iron right now. Be a part of professional wrestling history.
2023 has been a great year. We want to wish our Pro Wrestling 225 family a very, very happy new year. But we will see you February 3rd for Iron Sharpens Iron.